Brother, I am this freaking close to jumping out of a window in Minecraft. Hey all, you may be asking what kind of opening statement is that? Oh, let me tell you, there is something in this game that I just detest so much. Oh, so much. It is the single most miserable experience one can have in this game. Worse than ranked play, worse than the amount of CC in the game, and worse than having a Black Widow on your team. I am talking about quick play. Now, a majority of you may know and can agree with me when I say that quick play is probably the mode that's played the most. Easily, it's the mode that a majority of this game's player base indulge in. In these last few seasons, I've been kind of indulging myself more in ranked. Granted, I don't really put much time into Rivals Rank because, that's its own circus, but here I thought, you know what? I want to take it easy and play a good match where I don't have to be too stressed out due to losing ranked points and whatnot. But oh my god, quick play does the opposite. In fact, it stresses me out way more than ranked play. This video wasn't even supposed to be a thing today. The topic of quick play I always wanted to yap about, but I always held off because I always thought, hey, what does it matter? It's quick play after all. Let's get started on why quick play is probably the worst experience you can have in Marvel Rivals. This one I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. You can boot up the game, don't feel like doing a ranked grind today, and decide to kick back and quick play. You queue up and you get into a match. Character select screen comes up and your team is running 5 DPS and 1 support all game long. This game is open queue, there is no role lock, and I'm a firm believer that open queue is the way to go. It keeps queue time shorter and overall it prevents you from going into a glass box situation where you can't swap roles mid-match even though you know you could be better at that said role that's struggling. I get it, in quick play you can pick whatever you want, but in my experiences in quick play, I always seem to be shoved into the team that wants to run all DPS or 1 support only. I know it's fun to pick whoever you want, but it is not fun playing in a game with 1 support, let alone 5 DPS. I don't care what kind of psycho you are. You can't tell me that you're sitting there with a big old smile on your face running a 5-1 composition and absolutely getting destroyed by the enemy team who's at least running a 2-2-2 comp? There's no freaking way. You just can't because nothing flows. Nothing makes sense game-wise, and you are stuck at the spawn door because your team thinks it's a great idea to run such a goo-goo gaga comp. Like, brother, what are we doing here? It's stuff like this that makes me understand people who want role queue. Look, if you're playing with a full stack of friends, that's totally fine. At the very least, it's all among friends and consensual, but for your average player, it's with strangers. I don't know how Marvel Rivals does its matchmaking in quick play, so I'm not going to sit here and say something in a way that can be misconstrued as me saying it as the truth. Now with that cleared, Marvel Rivals quick play I don't think really takes into account who they are tossing into a match together. But for example, you can get a silver teammate and be up against a GM player. The disparity of those two alone is huge enough to negatively affect the experience of whoever has the lower ranked player in their team, which also, it doesn't even take into account how many of them can be in your team in total. Now this isn't me ragging on players that are in the bronze to plat range, not at all. In fact, I'm bringing all of this up for the sake of those low elo players, and high elo players of course. Netease probably has a range, right? I don't think there's a chance you get an eternity player in quick play if your peak is like, I don't know, diamond or something, at least I hope not. I'm not so sure that Netease takes into account the skill gap between the ranks in their game, bronze to silver to gold to diamond to grandmaster to celestial, and I get wanting to shove everybody in quick play because queue times are lightning fast, but man, the match experiences you get in quick play just isn't fun at all to me. Quick play is always a one-sided battle, there's no in-betweens, hardly any close battles, and it's always a steamroll, be it your team does the steamroll or you get steamrolled by the enemies. This one's a big one that kind of correlates to the first 2 points I made, but you can't ever hope to properly learn a new character in this game in quick play, or more so specifically, it'll take you significantly longer to try and learn a new character in quick play than it would raw dogging it in ranked mode. Buddy, I tried to play Rogue because I haven't really fully committed time to her, and she was always a character I wanted to master, but when she released, she was kind of eh. She wasn't particularly in a great state, but now, especially in this season, she's a pretty darn good tank. Really strong, especially if Gambit is available. So I'm like, woo! Time to finally play Anna Marie. I boot up quickly to try to learn the basics of the character and really get the fundamentals of her down. Biggest mistake of my life. 3 times in a row where I got a match with a team with more than 3 DPS and or no more than 1 strategist. Now one could argue, oh, but if the composition is wonky, other people want to learn a character too just as much as you. I'm not saying no one else can learn a character but me. However, one would do better in learning a character in the role that needs filling if they don't initially pick the character that they first wanted. I know, this sounds like some Dead by Daylight self-imposed rules and stuff, but in actuality, you aren't going to learn the character you want to learn if the composition is topsy-turvy, you know? One of the things that ticks me off the most about the quick play experience is the amount of times I just feel like I'm wasting my time. And it's when I get this message when I join a match. You best believe whenever you see this prompt pop up, you are guaranteed for a miserable time. Getting these matches is like landing on the Bowser space in Mario Party. You know you're just gonna get The worst part about these matches is that you can't quit out of them. If you do, you'll get penalized. Like, Guang, you put me in here without my consent. What do you mean I can't re-roll the dice? And you know the match is bad when the last dude who you replaced would rather take the red card. Just saying. This doesn't even take into account the time it takes for a match to find a replacement in a game where the game starts and poof, somebody just disappears frame 1. Be it a desync, their power went out, or their catfish Tinder date said they were down tonight. It takes forever for the game to find a random victim and toss them over to us. Then meanwhile you're waiting, either A, you can barely move out of spawn until somebody joins, or B, you start dropping like flies like there's no tomorrow, simply because you're the only healer on this 5-man team. It's rough, man. You mean to tell me that this is what a lot of casuals go through? This is the game they are playing? I'm so sorry, but this is not the way to experience a great game like Marvel Rivals. I suppose one can say quick play really just is deathmatch from Call of Duty. Shoot, free-for-all for how a lot of these people play. The agency and importance of team play isn't reinforced at all in quick play, and I get it, quick play, anything goes. But one would think that there would be a semblance of proper onboarding in the game, you know? The game really doesn't teach new players how to play the game. Yes, there's tips and those terrible non-efficient recommended combos in the character tutorial screens, but a game like Rivals is way more complex than a standard shooter. And what's in the game right now in terms of onboarding is kind of whack. I have a proposal, a solution, if you will. Well, something close to a solution. So me and you, right? Me and you. Yeah, you. I'm pointing at you. We get on rank to either hit that sweaty grind or learn a new character because damn well you can't do that in quick play. We go through our struggles and after a while, we don't want to play ranked no more. We're tired, we're exhausted of losing points due to throwers, smurfs, terrible optimization, bad ping, selfish players, solid tanking, etc. But we still want to play Rivals. But you also know quick play is just wasted time because most times quick play is a mixed bag of turd. So here's what I propose. I wanted to propose a mode between quick play and ranked play. A sort of soft form of role queue. I know, but hear me out. This mode will be for players who want an emulated ranked experience, without the total chaos and stupidity of quick play, and without the self-imposed torture of ranked play. In this mode, there are no stakes just like quick match. However, there is some semblance of order, I guess. In this mode, anybody could go any role. However, there has to be a minimum of at least 1 tank and 2 supports. You are free to run a 1-2-3 comp, a 1-3-2 comp, or a 2-2-2 comp. But no more 0 tanks, no more 5 DPS, and no more single supports. This should be marketed to be more hardcore. In fact, I think they should call this mode hard play. Okay, maybe not that name. I think hardcore mode is a good name. In fact, I think this is how things should be structured. There's quick play, hardcore mode, then ranked play. If a new player jumps into Rivals, the only mode that they can play is quick play. Currently, the level you need to unlock ranked play, I believe, is level 15. I would say move that up to level 20. You unlock hardcore mode at level 10. Now you can continue to play quick play and get all the way to level 20 for ranked play. You can do that absolutely. The last thing the game wants to do is strip players of options. However, if you play hardcore mode upon its unlock, every match in that mode should give players more XP to reach level 20 faster for ranked play. In my opinion, this would be a much better onboarding process to players because quite frankly, players don't really like to be told what to do. So if you want to run QP all the way to level 20, go ahead. But hardcore mode can be a good mode of passively introducing new players to the importance of team compositions, because if it's one thing that I think Rivals fails at the most in regards to teaching new players is that, who knows, maybe doing a certain amount of hardcore mode matches nets you like a reward of, I don't know, battle pass coins, a costume token, a universal emo, anything really. Heck, maybe hero proficiency levels get a small boost in that mode. Because after all, that mode could be seen as the actual hyperbolic time chamber, bro. Just saying. Now, will people leave the mode if they don't get the role that they picked because, you know, they were too busy on their phones? Yes, but that happens anyways, both quick play and ranked play, when people don't get the character they want to play. Just wait till Jubilee, ladies and gents. You all know what I mean. Anyways, I want to ask you guys this question, but what do you guys think about the quick play experience in Marvel Rivals? Do you guys think it's great? Do you guys think it's fine, unproblematic? Or do you guys think it's terrible? Maybe it needs more work? What did you guys think about my proposal? Does it sound like turd? Or does it sound like gold? Maybe you agree with only some of the things I said, or maybe you have entirely different ideas. Whatever it may be, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I really do take the time to read the comments, and it really means a lot to see people actually put out their thought, because I don't think that there's a lot of platforms out there, specifically with other creators, that really encourage that. So I will continue to keep doing that so that you guys can have a place to, I don't know, vent. However, vent and be heard. Anyways, that's gonna be all for me today. This is Nen signing off, and I'll catch you guys all on the next one. Peace.